Let's work on pages 10 and 11. One of the things you need to focus on when you're working with parentheses is determining when you do and when you don't need to distribute. In these first two, you have two different expressions with parentheses. One of the expressions requires distribution, the other doesn't. And you've got to be able to tell the difference. When I look at these, the first thing I need to do to simplify it is to work with the parentheses. I cannot combine these terms because they're different. And there's actually nothing to distribute. It's all addition, so this makes it very simple. All I need to do is combine all like terms. 2x plus 6x is 8x. 5 plus 1 is plus 6. That's all I do. On number 2, however, when I look at the parentheses, once again, I cannot combine these. But look, I'm multiplying a 6 times everything inside of the parentheses. So this will require distribution. Down here, you have more expressions with parentheses. On each of these, however, the number that you're distributing is subtracted. So you think of it, when you distribute, you think of this as a -2. And when you distribute, you catch that minus sign and you distribute the whole -2. So watch how this works. X. -2 times x is minus 2x. -2 times 3 is minus 6. Now I've got some terms to combine. X minus 2x would be -x minus 6. So once again, we'll practice. You will catch the minus sign. So you will distribute the -2. So 3n. Now I'll distribute. -2 times n is -2n. -2 times +5 is -10. Once again, I've got terms to combine, so I have n minus 10. I'd like to see you do number 3 on your own. And let's move on. On page 11, we'll do 5 of these together. I want to do a sample of each sort of thing, a few samples of each, in fact. So number 1, you've got a minus before your parentheses. Think of this as having an invisible 1 right there. Now, when you distribute, you're distributing the -1. Think of it as distributing the -1. And this is the same as number 4, which you'll do on your own. -1 times 1 is -1. -1 times -5n is +5n, and minus 7n. I've got like terms to combine. I've got -1. When I combine these two, I get minus 2n. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm subtracting 7, and then that is distributed along the parentheses. But since I'm subtracting 7, I'm going to catch that negative. So now it's -7 times 7n and times -4. We've got the 8. -7 times 7n is -49n. -7 times -4 is +28. I've got terms to combine, so I'll start with the n. when you finish an expression, when you finish writing, you should always do the variable term first. So I'm going to actually rewrite this so that the variable term is first. I've got negative 2n minus 1. The answer is the same. It's just the order of the terms. You always want to do your variable term first and then your constant last. Number 3 is just like number 2. I've got negative n minus 5, but I'm going to catch that minus and distribute negative 5 across the parentheses. So bring down the negative n. Now to distribute. Negative 5 times negative 6 is positive 30. Negative 5 times negative 7n is positive 35n. Now I will combine my terms. I've got two variable terms that are alike. So that when I combine them, I get 34n plus 30. I'd like to see you do number 4 and number 5 on your own. And then let's look at 6 and 7. 6 is just like 2 and 3, except that I'm adding 8. So I'm just going to multiply 8 times everything when I distribute. So this is like ones that you've done before. But since we worked on subtracting, I just want to make sure that we go over this in case now you're confused about this. Sometimes when you learn something new, you might forget some of the other stuff that you knew before, or you might get confused seeing it again. So 8 times negative 2 is negative 16. 8 times negative 5x is negative 40x. Let me simplify it. I've got some terms to combine. We'll start with the variable term, negative 40x. 7 minus 16 is negative 9. So negative 40x minus 9. Last one together is number 7. I'm going to distribute the negative 4. You'll do 8 and 9, and they're just like number 7. Negative 4 times 8x is negative 32x. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. And then I've got this lonely little plus 3. X. Let me combine my variable terms. And I get negative 29x plus 16. So go ahead and finish the other 5 on your own. Remember, you're not finished until you've combined all your like terms. And when you do, make sure you do the variable term before the constant term. Now go back and finish page 10. You just have the 1, and then come and finish page 11, where you've got 5 to do on your own. And that is it for today.